Hello, good evening, and welcome to Call to Action Schmoebates, where we debate, where we argue to the death via all things Schmoedown. What's up, Kelsey? How are you doing, my love?
I'm doing wonderfully. How are you doing? I'm so excited to be here. Another day of Schmoebates. Yes.
Yes, it is Wednesday. That means it's Schmoebates. So yeah, I'm pretty pumped getting this going for sure. I am Alex Mac, and I host Schmoebates every Wednesday. So definitely make this, a part of your regular thing. We'd really appreciate it for sure. We love all you guys. But yeah, I'm super psyched going into this. We have some amazing, oh my gosh, amazing competitors.
Pretty spectacular competitors. It's true.
They're like, people don't really know about them, right?
I mean, they may recognize the name, maybe. I don't know. We'll have to see.
I don't know. There's a little thing that was dropped on the interwebs known as a draft for Schmoedown and known as a huge-ass award show. So it's been a very hectic day for sure. If you haven't seen either one of those, why are you watching this? Although I love that you watch this, but same time, you should probably go watch that. Okay, before I really ramble on, let's go ahead and introduce some of these amazing, beautiful, awesome, kick-ass competitors.
Let's do this.
All right, well, for our first competitor, we have, you know her as the wonderful, gorgeous, stupendous Miss Rachel Silvestrini.
Stop, you're going to make me blush.
No, it's good. That's my job.
Okay, I'll take it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You excited going in today's match, Rachel?
Oh, it's going to be a blood fest.
Mm-hmm. Whose blood? Yours or his?
Oh, his, please. I'm Italian. I can talk my way out of anything. This is going to be fun.
Well, I'm excited to see that in action for
too.
sure. Yes. Okay, now our next competitor, we have the one and only, holy flipping cannoli. We have Ellison. What's up, my man?
I'm good. Not doing leather today. I'm rocking.
No leather jacket.
No, I'm wearing my.
On here.
I'm wearing my good boy sweater. So
Your good boy sweater.
Close enough. I'll take it.
To answer the question, yes, it is being my blood, but I'm gonna put a fight anyways. You can tell, like with the leather comes confidence. This is the sweater. The sweater's where all the insecurities come up. But
we haven't technically started arguing yet. You're more than welcome to go grab that leather jacket. No.
I'm liking the bad boy, Mr. Rogers. It's
a good boy sweater. I'm not going for bad boy.
All right, perfect. Okay, well, welcome you guys. This is your first time being on Schmoebates in particular. Yes. Rachel, we've had you booked for this one for a hot minute, so pretty exciting to have you on board. But Chance, you were kind of added to this kind of last minute. For sure.
Yeah, you guys scrape the bottom of the barrel, then turn the barrel over, and scrape the bottom of that, and then you let it on me. So
we treated you like a cast iron skillet, essentially. That's what I'm hearing.
Basically, yeah.
Are you comfortable with debates, arguments?
I've done debates. I've done debate shows like this. It's been a while since I've done one like this, but you know what? For you guys, Alex said pretty pleased, so I was pretty much obligated to jump in at that point. But yeah, for you guys, happy to help.
Wait. Did you just ask Chance if he's up for debating? That's all he does.
It's not all I do. It's not all I do.
All he does is debate.
Your tombstone is going to be a huge outline of argument right there. And what about you, Rachel? You, like you mentioned, it's in your blood to argue. You love doing it. You're all about it. You're very vocal. When you have opinions, they're out there for anyone.
Oh yeah, no, I love a good debate. I remember in high school we used to host debates in our English class and like our history classes and stuff. And there was one issue that nobody wanted to argue the other side, and they were like, "Well, it's either this or we read from the book." And my friend and I were like, "We'll argue the other side," and we ended up winning, which was
what
amazing.
Was it?
Oh, it was something. I can't remember. It was a million years ago. It was in high school. I can't remember what I did yesterday. Okay.
High school is a very terrifying place. I'm not gonna lie, I might have blacked out.
Block out parts of high school. Yeah.
I loved high school.
I liked parts of high school, and other parts not so much.
That's fair. Okay, now again, if we have a few new faces in our little group chat in here, so welcome. This is your first time. What's up, Ryan? One of our favorite people, and thank you, Jack. Thank you for your compliment on my necklace. And a little Jeremiah, always are you getting party. That's what makes you one of the best parts of the Action Army.
I like your style, kid.
Mm-hmm. I love the passion. Okay, so I know we already went over it before, but just to reiterate, just kind of going over the format today. So how we're going to do this debate is we're going to have opening statements as well as the open debate as well, and the closing statements, which I will not forget. I have it on my checklist. I keep forgetting about the fucking closing statement. Not today, Satan. It's not going to happen. So we're gonna have 3 different questions, and we're actually gonna have you guys vote. Kelsey and I personally do not vote, so you guys have to vote for us. You know, please do. If we're gonna have some people in the chat, feel free to ask questions or anything. If there's holes in Chance or Rachel's argument, and you want them to point it out, poke away. I'm sure and hopefully they'll be more than happy to answer them. Okay. And we'll be posting links to our Facebook page where you can vote to do that. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So is everyone ready?
Ready.
I'm ready.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Kelsey, you got the timer ready to go?
I have the timer.
Okay. Rachel, you have 60 seconds on the clock for your opening statements. And your first question is, what was the biggest snub at the 2020 Schmoedown Awards show?
Okay, so the biggest snub, in my opinion, was Greg Alba not winning Entrance of the Year. He did such a great job with that. Not only did it go on forever, and he carried it through his entire performances, but also it got banned by YouTube. We had to take it off because of the music, and also it was something like inappropriate, whatever. I love John Roca to death, but it wasn't an entrance. The only people who saw his entrance were the people that were sitting on the bottom area of the spectacular. An entrance is seen by all and can be judged by all. The fact that he showed up was amazing, but Greg Alba was the pure star of the free-for-all in entrances and across the board throughout the year for entrances. And the fact that he lost is a crime.
Okay.
10 seconds.
And I yield my turn.
Very nice. Nicely done.
Well done. All right. Chance, let's hear your opening statement.
So I know the answer I gave you, but I'm gonna switch it up, and I'm gonna say my real answer is Abby Friel losing to those bums over at Call to Action for after show / podcast of the year. I'm kidding. No,
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I love Abby. So I love Abby and everything.
No, my real answer is Paul Oyama. Oyama coming in and just dominating for an entire season. You look at the year he had. He started out beat Brendan Meyer, who gets a little bit of a bum rap. We got a bum rap at the beginning, but he's actually a really solid competitor. Came back, beat Josh McCouga, veteran of the game. Can't remember who faced his third match. I'm just get past that one. Beat Liz Shannon Miller, another 3-0 rookie. Go on to take the title from Dan Murrow, which, bottom line, he had a very dominant season. Deserves to be recognized for it. Didn't know the joke would take up some of my time. I also would have done it. Actually, no, I still would have done it. That's fair. No,
the joke is always
I'll
worth
eat that
it.
time. I'll eat that time.
We have 2 very different approaches to this first question, the biggest snub at the award show. Now, specifically, we do have some people in the audience being like, whoa, right away. Well, I like your know your audience, Chance. Snap.
So am I losing already? Yeah.
Apparently they didn't like your joke.
But I was like, we do have some people already kind of being like, yeah, but Chance has got this in the bag. So hold up, no biases here, no judgments. We're just based on the opening statement. Hold that thought. Okay, so we're going to be going into the debate. But Kelsey, is there anything in particular that you really are excited for them to, kind of talk about based on their statements?
Just going deeper into things, I really liked the argument about the entrance being where everyone can enjoy it. So that was a really solid argument right from the get-go, and I'm excited to hear more arguments in support of that. And for Oyama, I mean, he had an incredible year, so I'm excited to hear you point out, like, just why that seals the deal for him or why he should have been Rookie of the Year. And yeah, can't wait to hear what you got to say.
For sure. For sure. Okay, let's go ahead and jump to it. You got 4 minutes, but if it's an amazing debate, we'll just keep it going. Let's see what happens.
Let's keep going for 30 minutes. Let's make the entire.
Let's make it 2 hours. You know what? Let's do that. Let's make it 5 hours.
Let's beat our record.
I can. You know I can do that.
I am very well aware of that. I just knew my flaw.
Are we on the clock right now?
No.
Yeah. Okay, so cool. in my opinion, a snub is somebody who should have won against somebody who should not have. So in my opinion, yes, Oyama had a fantastic season, but so did Kevin Smets. Like Smets had an amazing season, but he deserved to win. So did Oyama. So saying that Oyama was a snub was not a big deal to me. Like, both of them were worthy. I don't think that Roka was worthy for winning the entrance. Yes, he did a fantastic job showing up. Yes, his performance was great, but judging on entrance alone, Alba had that thing in the bag. He pissed himself in front of people on the web, like in person. Like, that is huge. And he carried the character the entire time. Like, but
carrying the character is not part of that award. It's just how you walk in the ring. He stumbled into a song that we got copyright struck for, so that should count against him, having us to go redo that episode. I also think that there was a far more deserving winner in that category. I think Bibiani's entrance, the Love Actually one, I think that was genuinely hilarious. That was all just the entrance. So there's best character. I might give you that. I might give you that one. But difference with Oyama and Smith. Look, I love Kevin. I love Kevin to death. I think the difference is the field of play. You look at Smets dominating in IG. Granted, the dude did dominate against a certain partner of mine, but you look at the field is competing in, that's like 150, 200 movies that you're going to pull from. Whereas Oyama, like,
we're not going to have the debate about what's harder, IG or singles. It's not. It's vast and shallow and deep and narrow. Like, it's both of them are very.
You can also get some shallow. You can also get some shallow questions in that.
Well, yes, but like you have like
either, actually.
But we're not debating that. We're debating the performance, and the fact is that Smets put up a hell of a performance. Oyama put up a hell of a performance. So Oyama being picked, or Smets being picked over Oyama, is not a snub, because you're not saying that Kevin didn't deserve it. I'm saying that Roka didn't deserve it, and that Greg Alba did. I'm not arguing against Bibiani, because Bibiani had great entrances. In my opinion, Alba's was my favorite. It was the best, and that's what I'm arguing.
The biggest thing against Alba's entrance is what you say. It didn't play as well to anybody who wasn't in the first front row of free for all. It didn't work.
But you saw it everywhere. I was in the back. We were watching it on the TV. I ran to the back of the theater. But you still got to see it. Everybody knew what it was. But everybody had to be told. Like, I was at the Spectacular, sitting up in the second balcony, and I didn't see his entrance. His entrance to me was him walking upstairs. That's not an entrance. That's not. I'm sorry, but that's my debate. Roka's entrance was just him walking. But yes, it was amazing that he got there.
The man fought bronchitis and had to ride a horse all the way to downtown LA.
Yes, but that is not the debate. The debate is entrance. Performance-wise for you is not a debate for me, because that's not a snub.
But think about the theatricality of that performance. That the theatricality of that to act like, you know, nothing's wrong, nothing's bothering you when your lungs are literally trying to collapse in on themselves.
He wasn't acting like that. We all knew that he was sick and that he may or may not show up.
But that's not the debate.
I'm saying that the entrance, Alba's entrance, was funny. It was referenced all throughout the rest of the year. Everybody loved it. The fact is that if Roka had done that at the free-for-all and Alba had done that at Spectacular, we wouldn't even be having this discussion, because Alba would have won. The fact is that it happened so recently that that's why Roka won.
But at the same time, I want to go back to Paul Oyama for a second. I feel like, you know, he also had more going against him this season. I mean, think about it. He's green. Well, because, you know, he's green. He's younger. Being as well a young player, I understand the expectation put on you, and like the adversity that you could be staring down, looking at all these like legends of the game, and having to come in just being like seamless and like flawless and acting like he's been doing this for a long time. It's tough.
He didn't have to seem like that. He didn't have to behave like that. He chose to. Yes,
He did.
and he did perform, and he was amazing. That's not my argument. My argument is that he wasn't snubbed. He didn't unjustifiably lose because he lost to somebody that shouldn't have won.
But
Like,
I would
both
argue,
Kevin and Oyama equally had the chance to win, and I believe that had Oyama win, I wouldn't have argued that Kevin got snubbed.
But I would
because they were both worthy.
I would argue Roka also did deserve to win, just because
he showed up.
Yes, because he showed up and he was dying. That's why he deserved to win. Because that entrance is more than just Roka's not coming. Oh my God, Roka's here. Just the way that entire entrance just built upon every previous thing. Exactly.
It was all hype.
That's part of it.
It wasn't an entrance. The only people they didn't even on the video, they didn't even show him walk up because they didn't know where he was coming from. Like that's not an entrance.
And in the video for Al's performance, I kept hearing the generic country song over Bradley Cooper singing.
Yes, but everybody knew what it was. Everybody saw him and came up and stumbled and pissed himself. That's funny. That's an entrance. That's commitment. And that is willing to look like an idiot in front of thousands of people.
I mean, that's true. I don't find it particularly funny, but that's just me. I do admire what. Yeah, I know. I'm the devil. I admire what Greg did. I just feel like he wasn't the most deserving in that category. I feel like Bibiani's for Love Actually, because that dude puts more work into entrance than anybody, and he should.
That's not the argument.
Woo! That was intense.
Was it?
Exhausted. Sweet baby Jesus.
That's literally almost every conversation that Chance and I have, by the way.
You know what?
I'm not that hostile.
Get it on camera.
You're making me sound like the most hostile guy.
No, we're not hostile. We just like
hostile,
debating each other.
We
just like discussions.
Passionate. Very verbally passionate about it.
Yeah. Shug's in the discussion. Hey, Shug.
All right.
Sorry.
Wonderful. Now, you guys both had very different. You guys were going back and forth very consistently. You guys are obviously very awesome debaters.
Yep.
Arguers. I don't even know. I mean, with debaters, arguers. I don't even know what that technically would be. But yeah, you guys have very different approaches for this. And you definitely were kind of counter-doing each other as well. Kind of mentioning with Alba, you mentioned, with whether it be Smets or Oyama, they both arguably deserved it. Everyone obviously that was nominated deserved it, but them in particular, they were like the mega contenders more than anyone else. So it wasn't a huge surprise that that Oyama would have won or lost hypothetically. He would have either way. But also you kind of mentioned with whether or not Alba, is it more of a performance? Is it an entrance? Was it a moment? It's like his involvement on YouTube. How big of a deal is it? A recency bias? So much hype. So there's a lot to really kind of go into it. What do you think, Kelsey?
I loved the argument, and this is what I wrote it down and put a big star by it. Is the argument of what defines a snub that Rachel did, where she pointed out both Paul and Kevin deserved it, and she doesn't feel, and I, according to this argument, that Roka did and that Alba did, so that's the definition of a snub. I thought it was a very solid argument, so wrote that down, underlined it. Great.
A lot of notes being taken for sure.
Yes.
Now, before we do go into closing statements with Rachel starting, I do want to put let some people in the audience know. Do you have any specific questions that you really want regarding this this debate that you really want them to kind of discuss before in their closing statement before we wrap it up? Lucas said something in particular I feel like was really intense. And thank you, Lucas. It is debaters. Tomato, whatever.
We're master debaters. It had to be said. It had to be said.
That's funny. Thank you, Shug.
Shug.
Shouldn't he be in prison though?
I thought we were friends, bub.
I got Shugnout on my side.
Consider me Miles Davis.
Yeah.
I like how Miles Davis is your benchmark for cool. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Miss Movies is very vocal up in the chat. Hello, Brienne.
8.
The lovely, the beautiful. He's like master. Yeah, so master debaters is what you guys are being called indeed by Jack over here. But yes, so I mean, I know a lot of people in the chat are talking specifically about how both of them were robbed in particular. It's so difficult to really do it. That's not a moment, not an entrance, Garth. Just like Roka's, it's a moment. Wham bam. All right. Okay, so you guys have this closing statement to make your final definitive argument before we can have people make their final judgment. Okay, Rachel, you're the first to go. You're first to wrap this one up. Go ahead. You have 1 minute on the clock.
All right, so snub means that they were unfairly denied their award. Oyama was not unfairly denied his award. Roka was. Roka had it was more of a moment, and the fact is that if it was, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months ago, it wouldn't have mattered. Nobody would have remembered. The fact is that Albus was at the beginning of the season. People are still talking about it. It still got nominated. It lost by 8 votes. So that shows you just how close it was. And saying that, Roka was more impressive. Bateman played with a broken back, but he didn't get nominated just by walking out for his matches. No. You know why? Because it wasn't an entrance. Oyama deserved a win. Yes, but so did Smets. So Smets was not Smets losing or Smets winning over Oyama is not a snub. Greg losing was a huge snub and would have won if it had happened recently.
Time.
Wham bam.
All right.
Oh God. I went into this thinking I would go automatically one way, but now I'm like, oh fuck. Okay, I don't know how I feel. All right. Chance. Yeah, 60 seconds to make your final arguments.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Here's the thing. I don't think Greg's entrance was deserving necessarily of the award. I feel like much like Roka's, neither one plays very well in video. Much like Bibiani, he should have won because his entrance plays for everybody. But you look at Oyama, I think that did Kevin have a great year in IG? Yes, but he also had a great year against, no disrespect, against some competition that wasn't necessarily up to his level. Look at people he beat first, look at people that Oyama took on in his rookie season. It's a vast. What's the word I'm looking for? It's a vast difference in the quality and the skill of these players. So I think that Oyama came in, a lot of hype behind him, a lot of talk as to who's going to be in this league. Came in, absolutely dominated against newcomers and against legends of the game. And I think that as a season that should not be ignored, especially in a field that's as vast as regular singles. Oh, just in time.
Yep.
Wow.
All right. Okay.
Can I actually switch and argue? Can we do this again? Can I argue, Abby?
That would be a solid argument. We have to be completely unbiased. Lucas.
Luckily, you ain't voting.
Lucas.
I not being biased. I promise. I pinky promise I would never be biased, obviously. Okay. All right. Okay. So oh fuck. Okay, so I'm actually going to put it on here specifically where you can vote. You can vote now while like all the information is super fresh in your head. Remember, you get to go into this when you're voting for either Rachel with Greg Albus for entrance of the year being snubbed, or Oyama being snubbed for player. Sorry, was that for player?
Rookie.
Thank you for clarifying. Rookie of the year. Thank you. Honestly, I think it would have been player. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation. But you can argue it. Sorry, you can go vote now on our Facebook page at, if I can find it, at right here. I'll just, no, I can't do that. Over at our call to action page on Facebook right there. Oh, thank you, Jake. I was actually looking for that. But you can do it there, or while the information is still very fresh for you, or you can wait it out, let the information really kind of digest and fester, and kind of vote towards the end. Totally up to you. Okay. All right. Now you got your first debate out of the way. How you feeling?
Loose.
Ready to go? Chance?
Ready to go.
Feel about the same as when I started this. So
That's fair.
Fair enough.
All right. Okay, Kelsey, you want to read the second question?
Sure can. All right. Which rookie was the real standout at the first ever Schmoedown draft?
Whammy. So many rookies. So little time.
There's a
So
lot of rookies. It
so
was
many
so great.
factions. All the factions chose rookies, which I was super here for, super excited for. So many fresh new faces. Okay, Chance, you, Rachel went last time. Therefore, you are going to be the first to say your opening as well as closing statement. You have 60 seconds on the clock.
Okay.
Are you ready?
So yeah, my rookie of the is a very interesting argument for that choice. My rookie to watch out for is the Spider. I almost said the wrong name. The Spider, Robert Parker. He was, I believe, the Dungeon's second first round pick. I believe that too in the first round. He was their second first round pick, and it shocked the world, much like her choice. That I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it was a big shock that he was taken that early. And I feel like if any rookie to watch out for in the 2020 season, it is going to be Robert Parker, because he's gonna really rattle some heads.
20 seconds? Good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
I'll see my son.
Yeah. If that's all you have to open with, then let's go. So the topic was standout rookie recruit. Now, yes, Robert Parker is amazing, but everyone knows that. He's been touted as like the next coming for IG, and we all know that. So him going at the first pick of the second round was not a shocker. The shocker was when Robert Meyer Burnett took the stage and shouted out, "James White!" Did anybody see Christian's face? It was like the second time. It was like the time that Ghai beat Merle. It was pure shock. No one saw that coming. That is why James is my standout rookie recruit of the year, because he got placed so high. No one saw this coming. Of course, it's Robert Meyer Burnett, so he's a little insane. But James has done amazing things in the rookie league. He's coming in. He's going to be probably playing singles and teams. And he's going to crush it. James is a good friend of mine. I adore Parker, but it's James all the way.
Woo!
Woo!
Okay, so we have actually, I feel like we kind of have very similar approaches to this one. You know, both being, competitors that, everyone's been talking about for sure. Robert, definitely a little bit more so than James, obviously. But you really kind of mentioned, Chance, that he was taken super early against all these other competitors. He was taken before Rachel. He was taken before Stacy and Janine and all these huge competitors. So, he's definitely obviously not a competitor, but to be taken lightly. It was a real big surprise he was taken pretty early by the Dungeon. Now, alternatively, James, absolutely very similar. It was a very big surprise that he was taken very early, but also, as you kind of pointed out, Rachel, people didn't really know about James all that much. So him being taken early was that much more of a surprise. And he's, like you said, he's going to be in singles and in teams as well. So wider range. So very different approaches. I'm excited to see what happens. Kelsey, what do you think so far?
I'm excited. Both of these, when they these competitors, when they were picked, I was really excited and also really surprised how quickly they got picked.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think they're both really solid choices, and I'm interested to see how you're going to push my opinion one way over the other, because I was very interested and surprised with both of these guys. So,
Kelsey, I want to know the real question here. How much did you scream when these names were yelled?
I stood up. I shoved Danny out of the way. I'm like, get out of the booth, and stood up and cheered. So, loud.
You might have been at some point on the tables, like breaking stuff, throwing glasses against the
Quit calling me out on the internet, Alex.
What? Huh? I don't shock them. All right. You got 4 minutes, but who knows? If we go longer, so be it. Let's see what happens. You got 4 minutes on the clock. Okay. Debate.
Oh, well, Rachel, once again, I feel like you can't make my argument for me. You said that he was touted. He had all this word of mouth behind him. He was a pillar in the family, which is ironic because he's probably the smallest guy we have in Schmoedown. But he's so tiny. But I think that's the reason why he's the one to look out for, because he has so much so much talk behind him. Whereas, yeah, James, he done. I mean, I also know James, a friend of mine. Also, we're kind of cheating. We both picked our friends, but yeah, he's done well. But there's no real word behind. The biggest thing is the biggest thing going for James that he was taken second round. Only because Robert Barber heard his name, he's like, okay, and he just drafted him. Not to mention that I haven't seen the playback yet. But I'm sure we can't see Christian's face when he screams out James White.
I hope to God we get to see his
I hope
face.
we do.
The biggest
that we do.
See, Parker being drafted in the first pick of the second round was not a shock. It was a surprise. James being drafted that early was a massive shock. No one saw that coming. Everyone knew that Parker was going to get drafted at least within the first 3 rounds. Like we were even talking, James was like, yeah, I'll probably go in like the 4th or 5th round, like no big deal. And then he's like, what, the 3rd pick in the 2nd round? No one saw that coming.
But Parker should be acknowledged for he is a historic player for many reasons. First of all, first Schmoedown player to need a booster seat. Second of all, first Schmoedown player I could probably boot over a back fence.
I could boot you over a back fence. Stop picking on his size. What we're talking
Third of
about.
all, we have our first Schmoedown magician. We have never had a guy to do magic in the Schmoedown.
That doesn't have anything to do with it. I mean,
no, it does. It absolutely does.
I absolutely love these magicians.
Does your argument fact have a magician?
Your argument for the last round can carry over to this round in the fact that you said that Smith's didn't deserve his because he played in IG. Well, where's Robert going? Robert's going to IG. He's still playing in that small pond that you were talking about. And James is coming. No. And now James is coming in, and he's going to be playing teams and singles. So he's playing a wider variety of the bigger people like that are in the league. So he's got an even bigger hill to face up. Whereas Parker has like what, 4 people that are hard in IG. I mean, let's face it. He does not have that big of a hill to climb. They are titans in that round, but we have so many more in the singles and teams league that he has to go up against. And with an unknown category, with an unknown variety of, we don't know what those teams are going to be. We don't know what those combinations are. In IG, you're facing one-on-one. You can study that one person for years. You can go back and look at their backlog and study up on them and their tells and their weaknesses. You can't do that for singles and teams. So James is going to have a harder time, and he's going to be a beast in that league. Like Robert Meyer Burnett got a steal with James White. I'm hoping we can get him over to the den because he is amazing. So it's going to be really interesting what that happens. But James, I think, is going to be, he's the standout rookie recruit, because he has so much more to overcome than Robert Parker.
But like in the perspective of just the average military, he's the dude. Whereas, I mean, every time you hear people talk about like people that should come up from the fan leagues, Robert Parker is after Paul and I got the pick up, he's always the first name to be thrown out because, like, yeah, and as you said, I mean, there are only a handful of like really like great IG competitors. So he
will be one of them, and I'm not saying he won't be. I'm just saying he will. James is going to.
But I think that's why he's the person.
According to your last argument, he's going to have
he's someone to look out for because he has. It's a narrow, like still growing field, even though it's been like 2-3 years, and people are ready for him to come in and dominate. All eyes are on Parker.
And on James. No one is expecting James to do well. He got drafted so early. None of the players who don't know and don't follow, who follow the fan leagues, know who James is. So James has to come
doesn't
up
that go against him? Doesn't that go against him though? Because there is
because he's the standout. He's the standout for the rookie draft because no one saw him coming. He's coming out of nowhere. Robert Parker's been talked about for ages. We've all been talking about him.
And that's why he's the standout, because we've been talking about him.
Because everybody knows about him. The standout is a no name coming in and getting a 2nd round draft pick. That's the standout. That would be like drafting.
I feel like that equation, Mar Burnett's the bigger standout for taking him that early.
No, but
like all the words about all the words about I can't believe Robert Burnett did that, as opposed to this James White guy. Look out for him.
Yeah, but that's why he's the real standout, because no one knows where he's coming from.
Yep. I do want to pause you guys for a hot minute.
Yes.
Kelsey, can you pause the timer for a hot minute as well?
Yeah.
You guys are making some really excellent.
Is that not 4 minutes?
Oh, no, that
4
was 20
minutes?
minutes. We've been.
Oh yeah, I was like,
I just extended it just because you guys you were in the mode.
If it's going, we go to 6.
Okay, so these people were obviously drafted to some really some really cool coaches, really, really quickly, very suddenly around the draft than expected. Paint me a picture of where you think both James White and Robert Parker are going to be by the end of the year. Do you think they're going to be holding belts? Do you think they're going to be part of a pretty huge team, or do you think they're going to be doing something else? Are they going to be in all the leagues or whatever it may be? Paint the picture for me of where you think it's going to lead for these rookies.
I mean, obviously Parker has a much smaller pond to swim in, so it's going to be easier for him to get matches and win those first 3 in a row in order to get to the belt. I think that by the end of the season, he will have held the belt at some point. I don't know if he'll have it at the end because who knows what's going to happen, because there still are those free agents that could get drafted. And you don't know if one of those free agents is going to come out of nowhere and cold clock the entire league and crawl to the top. James, I think, is going to have the more impressive season than Parker, because Parker is going to be facing the same people in that small pond, whereas James is going to face off against a vastly wider variety of people and newer players that you cannot study against.
Okay, so I feel like you said Parker will hold.
Oh wait, actually, scratch that. Let Chance.
Sorry.
I thought we were going. I thought we were doing 1 at 10. What is saying
No, yeah, just give Chance a good 45 seconds to make his argument.
No. Screw it. You
don't get to talk.
Fine.
You can just say ditto. It's fine. We both agree that they're both amazing players. I
can give you 4 or 5 seconds.
4 or 5
seconds.
Seconds.
You want a minute?
Sure.
You can get a minute. You can get 2 minutes. Just
give it.
Go ahead.
2 seconds. 2 seconds. Parker belt. There we go. Cut the print. No. Yeah. All right. So, to echo what she said, I mean, yeah, I do think Parker will hold the belt this season because he is that good. Until Mike Kanowski gets back in and go take it from him. But either way, he's gonna hold the belt. James, I don't know. There's uncertainty, there's doubt there because, as you said, singles and teams this year especially are a very crowded, very packed field. So, I mean, is he going to win a few matches? Probably. Is he going to go far? It's not a guarantee. Parker, I feel like it's a guarantee that he will get to a belt, at the very least, a belt match.
I feel the same way, but I also think that James has every ability to be able to do the same thing. I do think that it's going to be harder just because of the way that, like you said, like the singles in the teams league is packed. But I still think that James getting drafted in the second round.
Since I guess we're betting it, I feel like that goes against James in the long run. Whereas Parker, IG field's still growing, so he has more room to.
But I think, like I said,
time.
Okay.
I was very unclear on how this debate works.
You got closing arguments. You still got time.
3 hours later. No.
Right. This New Year's again?
What? We could have made this one, honestly, the real big debate, the entire thing. Honestly, this was pretty intense. Kelsey, what were some of the real big pointers that you really kind of took away? You kind of noticed that were really big for their arguments.
Yeah, the pointer that really stood out to me with both of them, they kind of brought it up in different ways, was just the different pools that these players are going to be playing in. Like Robert Parker, it is a smaller community in the IG group, so we'll be playing a smaller pool of people, while James White there's so many new rookies to play against as well as established characters. It's hard to plan for that, but also it just gives them a lot of opportunity to play a lot of matches as well. So I thought that was really interesting, just kind of look at the bigger picture about what they're getting into as the kind of player they are. So that was interesting.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. They feel like very different competitors. You definitely pointed out quite a bit. Like you said, Rachel, Robert's been talked about for a while now. Christian's definitely has not been made him a secret for sure. So it was only a matter of time of, not if he's going to be recruited, but when he's going to be recruited. But also like what you mentioned, But also, I mean, is he gonna live up to his reputation? Is he actually gonna thrive? It's a very different, obviously, very different environments. With James in particular, no one knows about him. He pretty much might be Casper the Friendliest Ghost because only you, Rachel, know about him.
And because he's so white.
About Rachel, Christine Ricci. So, but like you mentioned, no technically formal training. But he was picked so quickly by R&B. So it was a huge shock to not only everyone involved, but I mean just to James as well. So very different approaches here. Okay. Yeah. Now, just going into some of our chat, what they would love to see you guys address. Apparently they're talking about waffles or banana pancakes.
Food in the chat. There's always food in the chat.
So much food in our chat.
I love me some banana pancakes. Don't get me wrong, but I don't see how this is
question. Okay.
I wish I could eat waffles right now.
Okay, question. Real big question. Do you guys like bananas in your pancakes or on your pancakes?
On.
I'll take them any way I can get them.
Banana pancake. It mixed in the pancake.
I like them in.
Pancakes.
Yeah.
That's right.
My dad used to chop them up real small, and then put walnuts into the pancake batter.
Ooh,
banana walnut pancakes. It was delicious.
Oh, so good, so good. Okay, now Janine's kind of mentioning something as well. If anyone's taking my Ethan, then it's James. They're going to be doing some damage.
True.
That's quite a really good combination there. And Ryan's pissed. You guys didn't pick Bagel Boy?
Oh, Bagel Bites? No, I didn't pick Bagel Bites.
We had to be unbiased, so I felt like I couldn't pick
I forgot.
of mine. So I would have, but instantly I had to I couldn't pick anybody in my faction. So
that's true. We had to make it a little extra difficult for sure.
Which makes the next one even more bullshit, but whatever. We'll talk about that one next.
Mac Graham says Parker going when he did wasn't a shock, but would have but he's been hyped up just like Ronda Rousey in the WWE. You knew it was going to happen. See, James was a player nobody saw coming.
No, thank you, Matt. That is my argument.
Did Ronda Rousey do well in WWE?
Not really.
No? Oh, that sucks.
Everybody hated her.
And the real answer today is James says pancakes should be served plain with syrup, and that's it. What? No butter? What?
Oh, come on.
No peanut butter? No banana shells to file my pancakes. Open
yourself to the pancake possibilities.
Oh my God, there's so many different things you could do with pancakes, James. Like, come on.
There's berries. There's chocolates.
There's whipped cream.
There's bacon.
Okay, caramel. Okay.
Guys, now I'm just hungry. Where's IHOP?
I can't eat pancakes right now, so thanks. Thanks a lot.
I'm making y'all hungry, so I definitely am doing my job then.
I'm like this close to whipping up some pancake batter during the third round. I'm not even joking.
They're talking about pancakes. This is a hotcakes, guys. Wrong show. Stop talking about pancakes.
Okay. Now, before we go into the third one, I just want to give you a little reminder. If you want to vote now, if you've made up your mind and you're like, Chance is the winner, Rachel's a winner, Kelsey and I can't vote. So tell us what you think. And please go on our Facebook group to vote. Please do. Our Facebook page is just facebook.com/call-to-action-pod. Let me just post it real quick. Right hither.
Are we able to do our closing statements, or did we already do those? I can't remember.
Yeah.
Closing statements, Alex.
Let's say we did.
I forget the closing statements. Please don't vote.
I'm cool. I mean, I think we said enough.
In my head that you sounded it off. I'm never gonna hear the end of this. I swear. Lucas makes fun of me like every fucking time. He's like, "Are you? Yeah, have you done it? Have you done it?"
Alex, I'm working on with Jake to make a Schmoebates shirt. We really should put on the back. I forgot closing statements or something because
son of a bitch, Kelsey. I love you, but sweet baby Jesus. Okay, closing statements. Chance, you got 60 fucking seconds.
We're still doing this, okay? But I feel like I said enough during the reiterate my points. I mean, like we said, IG Field, despite the fact that it's been around for a while, still developing. So Parker has more room to grow. Parker has more room to dominate. Whereas James, I mean, the big shock was that he got taken in round 2, and Burnett shouting. Burnett's the real star of that moment. Whereas James, not that I don't like James, I don't think he has skills, but I feel like there's less room for him to be really something unless it comes out and is really dominant his first few matches. I feel like the field is too crowded. And not to mention, like I said, Parker has the talk behind him. So I think he's undoubtedly the rookie to be looked at during this 2020 season.
10 seconds? We're good?
I'm good.
Cool.
Okay.
All right.
So again, the whole thing was what was the standout rookie recruit? Everybody knew that Robert Parker was coming in and going in early. Him going in the second round was not a shock. The fact that James went in and got drafted in the second round was a massive shock. That was the standout recruitment. It wasn't the fact that, everybody knows Robert Parker. Of course, everybody knows Robert Parker. If you've been in the league for even like 3 months, you've heard his name be thrown around. But James White is kind of like this unknown entity to everybody else in the league. So the fact that he got drafted so early before so many other players who have actual records behind them in this league performing in front of the lights, that is the standout. It's not the fact that Robert Parker was a grade A stud in the fan leagues. It's the fact that James came out of nowhere and nabbed a second round recruitment spot. That's why James is the right pick.
Okay, I'm just excited we get to talk about food again because Mike says, I want some waffles with butter, eggs over easy, and some hot wings.
Thanks, Shug.
Rachel, you are a vegan goddess. Tell me how your pancakes would look, or your waffles, or whatever it may be.
What pancakes? I do love the banana walnut pancakes with just slathered in butter and obviously everything vegan. I do love cooking up some of that bacon and like crumbling it up and putting it into pancakes because then you just get it like all in there. And if you make the batter a little bit runny, it makes them thinner so you get even more taste of the bacon or whatever you put in there. It's delicious. What else? The strawberries in the summer are, of course. I don't know if this is like a Midwestern thing, but it was my mom always made strawberries with sugar and cream, like whipping cream, not like whipped cream, but just like cream.
Yeah,
it's so good. Oh my god,
so yummy.
Like diabetes on a plate.
Diabetes. All right, and again, now you can go vote.
Now go vote.
Now go vote. We've heard Rachel's delicious breakfast meal chants. Tell me what your little waffle pancake situation your dreams will look like.
My dreams, well, yeah, I'm dining right now, so it's not really eating waffles or pancakes. I wish I could, but what I would do is make regular people waffles. No, not regular people waffles, just regular waffles with non-vegan ingredients. No offense, Rachel. But yeah, I didn't mean to say you're not normal. But yeah, I make the waffles. What I started making like raspberry syrup. So I cook up my raspberries and I top my waffle with that and white chocolate. They come out really good.
There's a joke there.
And you were actually kind of correct when you said Rachel's not normal because she's actually from a higher level of playing field because she's a fucking goddess. So I just wanted to clarify that.
I joked around. I think I joked with Brandon today because I was like, he was eating something. I was like, how's that taste? He's like, what? And I'm like, sorry, I'm vegan. I've developed a feeder complex. Just like, tell me how it tastes. It smells really good. And I can't eat it.
I just want to smell it without being weird. Can I just smell your food?
Can I just smell your shirt? That's all I want. That's all I want.
Just right here. Just
getting a high off of it.
Creepy.
Creepy.
We're a creepy bunch in this group.
Okay,
that's the best.
I noticed we currently in the first question, we have 27 votes for our first question. And the second question we just had argued, we had 16 votes. And
go vote.
So please go check it out there if you haven't voted yet. If you went to the bathroom or whatever, you haven't listened to the whole thing, please go check it out and vote there. All right, so we're going to go into our final question and arguably my favorite question. For sure, absolutely. Now, we usually do a little coin toss. However, Chance was like, "I don't need to go. I'm already gonna win this clearly." So Rachel,
That's not at all what I said, but okay.
What?
No chill.
But alternative facts. I don't condone the fake news.
Kelsey, do you want to read the best question of all time?
Absolutely. I'm excited to.
Go for it, boo.
All right. Based on all the new factions, which faction deserves its own reality show on SEN?
We have so many new ones.
Now, we were told that we couldn't pick our own because I obviously would have thought that the Den would have had the best chance to have a reality show. But since we couldn't pick our own, I had to go with Swag. Mainly because how do you have a reality show and not have the team that has Josh McCouga on it? I mean, obviously, it's going to be hilarious. It's going to be super entertaining. It's got Josh and Adam Hlavik and Robert Butler III. How much do you want just to sit there and watch Josh and RB3 watch comedies and just laugh for like 3 hours? That in and of itself is the best show ever. But then you add in Ed Greer, who is hilarious. Ace, Liz Shannon Miller has a wicked sense of humor on her. Paul, Chandru just dancing in the background. As much as it annoys me, it'd still be funny. And watching Chandru try to teach Josh how to floss. I could watch that for 2 hours, hands down. It would be the best show.
Okay, and just do want to clarify, Garth, you said, hey, gotta watch out for spoilers. We did mention spoilers at the beginning of the episode, but please do. And also, I'm also very impressed. How have you avoided spoilers for this long? Like,
it's
considering
all Twitter
everywhere, not only on Twitter, but on Facebook and all the groups and
Isn't the title of this video something about like the draft?
Yes.
Guys, read the titles. If it's something that you don't want to watch, avoid it. You can always come back and watch later.
At least for a day.
I'm sorry if it got spoiled for you, but
all right. Okay. So it sounds like a whole bunch of dancers coming in. Chance, tell us about the reality show you would pick.
This is an interesting one for me to answer because I generally just don't watch a lot of reality TV. But if you put the dungeon, the wacky adventures of the dungeon on TNT every night at 6, I would watch the hell out of it, because you look at that's a weird crop of people in a faction together, and plus you want insights on the people who I want insight behind the hood. I want insight behind the brim of Kaiser's hats. I want to know Adam Witt. What's he doing without Paul Preston now? I want to see Zipper be a bit of a pretentious dick all the time. No offense, Zipper. I love you. But look, the dungeon is a crazy crop of people. And there's more appeal. There's more appeal than Swag has. And I'll get Swag in a second. Is that funny?
Gold. This is gold here.
So sorry.
I never made Rachel laugh that hard, so this is nice.
Because I know Zip, and he's like the nicest, most wonderful man ever. And he just pretentious dick.
Yes. I posted on. Okay, so I posted on the thing recently in the dungeon. It was like a group picture of all of them together. There was Robert Parker. There was Smets. There was Zipper Wing.
Right.
And I put like a little flower halo, and he's like, and I'm like, clearly everyone has to be on Zipper's level because he is the superior one of this picture.
That is true. That is true.
Really, everyone get on that level. All right, so Kelsey, which one do you want to see so far?
I'm trying to decide because they're two very different takes. Like, one is like you can kind of see how everybody would gel well together and how entertaining they would be because they're all. I feel like they could just be like friends and hanging out and stuff like that. And then the other is there is a really weird mixed group of people, like how they would interact, like what kind of stuff will go on behind the scenes. I always like seeing some chaos and some weird stuff happening, so I'm intrigued. So right now I think maybe the dungeon, but I could be sold to Swag. I want to hear what's happening.
That's right. That's right. I'm excited for either one of them. I'm excited for dancers. I'm excited for behind the scenes. Let's hit it. Go at 4 minutes on the clock. Shoot.
So what I will say, good.
I think that watching the dungeon is just going to be a repetitive thing of them scrounging money to get to bail Kaiser out of jail.
I mean, yes.
That's not that funny though. No, it's not. No. The show would be the antics of Kaiser getting into jail and not the fact that they're trying to get him out. I just think that it's more of a cop drama, like just a bunch of dudes sitting around bullshitting.
But think about it. We can see what kind of wacky adventure Kaiser goes on. Like
it's not that wacky.
But think about it. I mean, Kaiser will get the entire dungeon drunk and end up in Iceland in one episode. The next episode we get
and that's the end of the show because they can't get him out of Iceland. That's it. You have one show.
Then they'll get him out of Iceland with no explanation. And then we can see the inner workings of the dungeon. We can see how creepy and like where like malignant this place is. But you also have you have
the same adventures with Makuga though, but his are a little more lighthearted and fun, whereas Kaiser's are like, oh shit, someone OD'd. Like I don't know what happened.
That's the only reality show I want to watch. But also you want to get that Netflix crowd. You got Brittany Young of Glow.
She's amazing, but she's also going to be working a lot, so she's not really going to be there a lot.
Exactly.
But I'm talking about
Josh. It's going to be really cool.
I'm talking Josh Makuga and Chandru and Lon. Lon walking around trying to teach everybody how to do everything is just hilarious. It would just cause conflict all over the place.
The thing about your show is
that it's amazing. It's just hilarious, and there's so many different types of personality and not the same like on Kaiser's.
There's not really a lot of the same. Like you have Smets. Think about an entire episode of trying to get Smets to smile. Think about how funny
it's not that hard. He is a massive softie. That's bull. These are reality. These are who people really are. It's a reality show.
You just talked about Lon the Professor, and he doesn't do that in real life. But the thing about like your show, it's just a bunch of people hanging out, and that's just, I can go literally any channel on cable right now and see that show, whereas I can't see a show like The Dungeon anywhere. You tell me you wouldn't watch Kaiser every night at 7 on TBS. You're lying. You would totally watch that show.
It would not be allowed on TBS. It would have to be on FXX because that's going to get crazy. But Swag is going to be fun for the whole, maybe not the whole family.
Not the whole family.
Swag would be on TBS. It's funny. It's got some real drama to it. It's really fantastic. All of the personalities are so completely different that I think that it would be much more engaging.
I don't think they're all that different. It's just a bunch of chill people. Like you want diversity.
There's such a wide variety of ages and races. The dungeon's just a whole bunch of white dudes sitting around right around the same age, going through almost exactly the same things. Whereas Swag has different age groups.
You could have an episode where Robert Parker gets a kids menu and freaks out at a Chili's. You can have an episode that actually happened to him once. He didn't freak out, but he actually did get a kids menu. There's so much potential within.
There's
I think
potential.
every episode is gonna be different. Every episode is gonna not be the same.
Don't think so,
like you said, raising money to get Kaiser out of jail, seeing his job at the used car lots. There's so much mystery to explore with the dungeon.
But we're forgetting about Winston in Swag. And Winston is one of the most entertaining and wonderful human beings on the face of this planet.
But Jay Washington's also part of your crew, and we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what's going to happen.
No, that's an advisor, and we're not counting him in on this. He is no longer part of the league in my brain. Nope, don't care.
He's there.
Nope. And my list, the team members are Winston, Paul, Lon, Chandru, Josh, Liz, Adam, RB3, Demi, who I have no idea, but she sounds amazing. Oh no, Demi! Oh, I love him.
Demi's a guy.
I know. I was
that girl sounds amazing.
Ed and Ace. Like, let's be honest. Like, that is a group of people that you want to hang out with all the time. On the dungeon, you're gonna get delayed going into a bar because Parker looks like he's 12, and I love you, Parker, but you are the Yoda to my Luke. Like, let's be honest.
That's where the drama comes in, and
it's not drama. It's boring because it would just be a repetitive issue that they face.
How would your show be repetitive, where it's just a bunch of people hanging out? Like, that's what it is.
No, because it's different personalities going off on different journeys.
Okay, good. Just pause for a minute. Kelsey, I want to give a little extra, like 30 seconds to each Rachel and Trans to answer this. Okay, so everything you're hearing, I'm loving. Great. Now, real quick question. I want you guys to give me a theme song
I don't sing.
I want
That's not fair.
you to tell me
I
like
sell merchandise.
okay.
This doesn't perform.
Okay, no, I'm not asking you to perform it. I'm just wanting like I want you to tell me a theme song or something inspired by this TV show theme or that random pop song or that 90s rap song or whatever it may be. Tell me what it be. Tell me about this little montage of the characters that would happen as well.
Rachel?
I think that the swag theme song would be in the vein of Three's Company, where it's a little boppy, a little fun, but maybe like on a little harder tone. And it would be just a montage of everybody, whether it be Winston, Paul, and Josh playing cards, and then Chandru trying to come in and teach them how to play D&D, or Robert Meyer Burnett and Adam Hlavik like getting stoned and watching, the Smurfs. I think it would be amazing. And it would just be a very fun, kind of quirky theme song.
Okay.
Don't tell me you don't want to watch that show, Chance.
Okay. Now picture this. You see an outscape. A long shot of a city, and you hear Kaiser start singing the theme song. It's a beautiful day in this dungeon hood, a beautiful day for a dungeon. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my clients? And then you just get you go from the bright city to the dark LA back alley landscape where the show's actually taking place. You see a tour of the dungeon, but all in the vein of Mr. Rogers. I want to make this a weird, crazy show because that's what the dungeon show would be.
Can I say something?
Yes.
30 seconds.
That makes me really uncomfortable thinking about it, because if you play that in a minor chord, it's like a really scary episode of SVU. It's like, come into my dungeon.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden there's that's not cute. That's not a reality show.
Not in a minor chord. Not in a minor chord.
Snub horn.
In the same chord as the Mr. Rogers song, and that theme song. There we go.
But still, somebody like Kaiser singing that song is super fucking creepy.
But you're gonna play it lighthearted, but it's gonna be over.
Nope. Hard pass.
Discount that nope from the from the record.
Canceled.
I just lost. Oh crap! I just lost it to JT. My bad. Sorry, Shannon.
Oh my god.
All right.
That sounds
here. Let's just cut it here. I think we're good on answering those questions. Holy cannoli. Guys, what would you guys watch? I want to know. Kelsey, what did you think of these arguments?
Oh my gosh. They both sound really entertaining. I'm excited for the swag show because, oh my gosh, just seeing all those personalities together, it's going to be really entertaining. Theme song sounds amazing. The dungeon, I think, is going to be one of those kind of shows where you just I need to watch this because I have no idea what's about to happen and go on because it sounds like craziness in here. So it just depends on, I guess, what you're in the mood for that night because they both sound like something interesting to watch.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, both of them sound really amazing. I was really into the visuals that Chance was able to give with that theme song. Rachel, something you really kind of pointed out that Chance wasn't able to really give a comeback of was one of the real benefits of swag is that you have different age ranges as well as different races. So being on Sen, if they're looking to branch out into new markets, that would be very beneficial versus a group of a bunch of white guys.
The argument's over, right?
So because, we don't definitely know.
Okay, in my defense, I could not remember any other members of the dungeon. And I don't have the list in front of me.
So just so you know, the dungeon is Kaiser, Kevin, Parker, Zipper, Adam Witt, Owen Mugen had to step down, so
he did. I didn't know that.
Vinny Mancuso, Brittany Young, Rick Hong, Daniel Villalobos, and
there we go. We got a multicultural show right there.
Kind of.
Kind of.
If they show up.
They'll show up. And your people are gonna show up. Oyama's in Hawaii.
Yeah, but we also have Denny and RB3 and Hlavik and Chandru, very diverse.
So we both appeal to different demographics.
No, I appeal to every demographic.
That's what I said. We both appeal to every demographic.
That's something you're going to address in your closing statement. This is not your
we're still doing these? Oh, God.
I remember. We're still going to do this.
We're going to remember them this time.
We're totally doing it.
Greg said that Mugen is out and then back in.
Oh, he's back in?
Oh, okay. Interesting.
New news. I'm all about the news.
Still another white guy. And I love Owen.
This is our final debate of the night. So please, again, do not vote until you hear the final closing statements. Okay. Let's hear it. All right,
Okay.
Rachel. Got 60 seconds.
So, swag has so many different cultures represented. It has so many different age regions, not just like everybody in their 30s and then Robert. We have so many things that so many different people that have so many different interests in. I know almost all of them personally and know how incredibly interesting each one of them is by themselves. And when they get together, that's just going to make so many amazing storylines. They're all so knowledgeable in so many different things and so sharp-witted and funny. And honestly, you can't tell me that you wouldn't watch a show with Josh McCouga. I know I keep saying it, but Josh McCouga is like the best thing that would happen to reality TV show since the only and good version of what was that one? The Real World. It would be so much fun. It would be hilarious. It'll be heartwarming. It'll address serious issues because you know someone's going to get busted for like drugs at some point, even though weed is legal in California. But it would just be so much fun.
There's going to be snorkel cocaine in the back. Maybe it's Chandra.
Super cash, no big deal.
No, that's Kaiser. Kaiser just comes and crashes.
Kaiser. Okay, well now you made my argument for me because the dungeon is going to be so great. It's going to have crossover where every fact can get their reality show.
No, I said crashes, not crossover.
No, that's how it crashes and crossover are going to be the same thing. And I'm counting this for my closing because look. Doesn't matter that they're not all the same around the same age. Look at The West Wing; that was a wonderful show, and everyone was in like their late 40s and early 50s. And then Dule Hill, Robert Parker, the Dule Hill, the dungeon. But you want to look at what's going to be interesting, what's going to be crazy. Where the swag is going to be a bunch of dudes just hanging out all the time, whereas the dungeon, you don't know where the show's going to go. It's going to be like the DuckTales of the Schmoedown. Sometimes them might solve a mystery, might rewrite history, might not do anything. You have to tune in to find out. And that's why the dungeon will make the best reality show.
All right, 10 seconds. You good?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm not. You don't get to call in the DuckTales. That is emotional manipulation. And just because there's Magica does not mean you get to use her as your Parker person. That's not okay.
I didn't do that. I just referenced the theme song.
How dare you? That was cheap. Low blow. Keep them above the waist.
I didn't think it was a low blow. I just thought of like what show more. Hey,
oh gosh.
You're welcome, guys.
Rachel, every time you're on, at some point I cry inevitably. Inevitably.
I didn't know DuckTales would be gonna be the reason why you started hating me.
DuckTales.
Woo.
All right, so let's see what people in the chat are saying. There's a lot of that was a ducking low blow.
Wasn't really that
so great.
I love you, Paul.
How dare you, Paul?
That was amazing. Thanks, Paul.
Yeah, chance wins for supporting for quoting DuckTales.
That's a low blow. That's not a real argument.
I did not think that was that low a blow.
We're talking about carne asada for some reason. I'm not really sure why.
Ooh, carne asada is delicious.
Why not?
Our chats, man.
So much talk about food, yeah, pretty great. But carne asada is. Come on, dude. What's up with the food? All right,
we're hungry here, guys.
Rachel's leaning a lot on that McCouga being in the.
It doesn't matter what race McCouga is. McCouga is McCouga, and he is a gift to us all. So just say thank you.
Like on the census, he just says, "What's your race, McCouga?"
Now we're just talking about hot dogs for some reason. I don't know. It just keeps going. Just a lot of hot dogs and wieners and all that. Oh wait, we should so get Jay and Spac's reality show. Okay,
not a selling point.
Yeah,
it's not a real selling point now.
Yeah.
You never know when he's gonna start yelling at people for supporting him.
That's a whole other conversation, but it doesn't matter because we are going to ask you guys to vote today.
Vote.
All right. So what did you guys think? Did you think Rachel was a winner? Do you think Chance is a winner? Go and vote right down there on our Facebook page. Would really appreciate it. Kelsey, what were some of your big takeaways, from the matches, other than like the whole DuckTales mention?
Dungeon.
Because the entire argument cannot be exclusively reason behind DuckTales. What are some of the other things you really kind of pointed out between Rachel and Chance that you loved?
Since we're kind of talking about all the rounds, really, like this was a solid debate. Like we extended the time for every single round because the argument was going so well. Yeah. And I honestly have I'm glad I'm not having to vote because I do not know, because like I was being swung back and forth both ways, and I'm glad this is on your guys' shoulders and not mine, because I don't know what I'd vote for.
It really definitely created some really amazing visualization. I can easily picture like scenarios that each of them could be for sure. Yeah, especially with between the Three's Company montage and with the different groups kind of learning, someone's getting high watching the Smurfs, someone Chandler's
who's doing that? Guys is doing that.
I said it was Slavic and RB3.
Oh, okay. Slavic and RB3. Thank you for correcting me. Kaiser, at some point, he's going to get lost in Iceland and then left in jail over there.
No, the whole crew is going to get sent.
The whole crew's going to get lost in Iceland at some point. It's going to be a big whole hangover situation, apparently. So, all right. But again, please let us know what you think by voting at our group again. I'm just going to post it if I can right there. But please do check it out. I'm going to go ahead and step away for a few moments. I am going to go tally up the votes here pretty soon and just make sure everything's going good. But in the meantime, please feel free to chat about your experiences over at the draft/awards.
I will say that I'm really sad that we didn't get to say our own factions, because let's be honest, the den would have been top.
I think it's more fun if we don't do our own factions.
No, I know, but like, think of how hilarious the den would be as a reality show. Like, that's pure comedy. We've got Kate, we've got Bagel Boy bringing over bagels. We've got Alex bringing over chips. Like,
can we say his name? Can we say his name? His name is Ben. Can we give him a goddamn name?
Of course, I always call him Ben, but everybody knows him as Bagel Boy.
I call this another JT. God damn it. That's 3. I lost my JTs, bro. I lost all my JTs from my next match. Oh, well.
Plus, honestly, our reality show would just end up being like Seinfeld, because we all, like, Brandon and Alex and I live together, so it would just be like people constantly coming over to our place.
Who's the who's the Newman of your show?
Ooh, Brett.
Shared. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Who's the Newman and who's the soup Nazi? That's my question.
We don't have anyone bad on our team, though. That's the best part. We really don't. Like, everybody's so solid and wonderful. Tom's a little weird, but he's lovely in real life. We've got Paul and Brandon and Sean. I don't know Diane. I'm dying to meet her.
You can have a guest from another faction be your soup Nazi.
I would love for Kaiser to be our Newman. I think that would be amazing.
Kaiser!
It would just be so great. So much fun. Now I really just want to sit down and get high with RB3 and Hlavik and Makuga and just watch Smurfs. Like, I really want that right now.
Why Smurfs?
That sounds like a fantastic evening.
Even high, you're going to hate that movie.
No. The TV show, not the movie.
Oh, okay. Yep.
See, I'm old, so I go old school.
There was a cartoon Smurfs movie.
Yeah, and that one was amazing.
From the 80s. I remember the poster. The first and only time you'll see a Smurfs movie in theaters. Fucking liars.
Yeah, I know. Should have kept it that way.
Should have kept it that way.
Lying to us.
Yeah, but Sony.
Well, I want to go. Ben is not the heel. Ben is amazing. Be nice, guys. I'm just reading some of the comments. Forgetting Brett. I am never forgetting Brett, Ryan. I love Brett. I am so excited he's on our team.
I adore Brett. I was so excited to see he was drafted.
We'll see how he plays. It'll be fun.
He telling all you how to use a cast iron skillet.
Oh, I know how to use cast iron steel. You know, you're supposed to clean it with chainmail. It's the only proper way to do it.
Like mesh.
Yep.
Yeah, and no soap. Don't use soap on cast iron because it'll.
Nope, never use soap ever.
Oh.
Or else your Mexican grandma will come beat the fuck out of you.
Yeah, basically.
Like Lucas's comment in the chat. I'm going to think about some new food topics for next stream.
Just like salt
now.
Oh boy.
He was like, I was telling him the other day, I was like, yeah, you're like new like official food guy. You should like make your own like Schmoedown after show, just talking about food the entire time. This is what I would eat while watching the match.
we could talk about how we could talk about how we chatted down at a Brazilian steakhouse that one night.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that place was so good.
That was so good.
It's amazing.
All that food. Okay, Schmoedown mukbang for sure.
Okay,
So I just want to let everyone know if you haven't voted yet, if you plan on voting in like 5 minutes or whatever, that's not gonna fucking count. It's not gonna matter because if you don't vote right now, it will be moot points because we have our winner.
3-0, Rachel.
I counted everything over, and we're gonna start with question number 1 with a total of 34 votes. So thank you for everyone that voted. That's pretty awesome. Yeah. And we have 28 versus 6, with the lead being Greg Alba for entry. Here, his snub.
Because it was an actual snub.
Fair enough.
So well done, Rachel. Now for question number 2, for rookie standout of the draft, with a total of 21 total votes of 13 versus 8. The winner was 13 votes with Robert Parker. So good job, Chance.
Wait, did I win?
No, you won that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's Robert Parker. Of course you're going to win round 2. That wasn't a fight. Like, everybody knows Robert. That was literally the only argument that you needed. It's not an argument.
You're not
Statement
wrong.
of fact.
Definitely not wrong. And so for a total of 20 votes in, to me, the most important question of the entire thing, which of the new factions, which faction deserves its own reality show on Sen? Everyone voted, and they would rather have the dungeon with a total of 12 votes, meaning we have our winner today.
Wow.
You went cheap and had to reference DuckTales.
That was that. I didn't plan that. Didn't plan it. It just happened.
It was cheap.
Wow.
Still cheap.
It's crazy.
It was actually a really very close match. It was like it kept going back and forth on the very last question. And I hate being like, hey, 5 minutes kind of thing. But I mean, because it kept going back and forth. Because it actually just went from like 12 to 5, and then 12 to 6, then 12 to 8. Now it's at like 12-9. So it's like inching its way there. But again, if you don't vote right now, it's not gonna matter. So
come on, guys.
You should be on top of your game.
Dungeon.
All right.
Woo.
Had I had the chance to make an actual clip reel, I would have decimated you. Because what you were describing was like an episode of SVU and The Wire.
That sounds awesome. I'd watch that show.
That's as a scripted show, that sounds great. But as a reality show, that sounds like somebody is going to get arrested and thrown in jail for a very long time for some very serious crimes. Not entertaining. Horrifying.
Horrifyingly good or horrifyingly bad. Speaking of which, Ellis.
Rachel. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. We're gonna be chatting with you for a hot minute, but you can go ahead and continue saying what you're saying though.
I was gonna say, but Rachel, can I share the victory with Rachel? Rachel, you want to share?
Woo.
Yeah, we share.
Hold on.
We win.
Hold on.
We both
Okay.
win.
There we go. Ready?
There we go. There we go.
No, you want to pop? No, wait, wrong.
Sure.
Boom.
I don't understand how.
Look at me. There you go.
I don't understand how cameras work.
Bam.
Okay, now Alex, you gotta get me.
My boob.
Hold on.
I'm down there.
Wait. There you go.
This is the most awkward white people dancing I've ever seen in my life.
You couldn't.
Like someone needs to take that and put it to like.
You have never been to Prescott, Arizona. In that case,
no, I have. It's sad.
Prescott, Arizona is sad. That is a sad town.
Mm-hmm. It's not fun.
But it did give us a really good film with Only the Brave. That's a very good movie.
It's true.
For sure. All right. Okay. So, Rachel, I'm going to ask you to step out of the chat out of this screen thing for a hot minute while we chat with Chance, and then we're going to invite you back on right after. Okay, love?
See you in a bit.
And how do you feel, Mr. Schmoebates?
I am shocked. I did not think that I was going to win this. I came in and was just like, Rachel's going to... I texted her last time, but it's like, you're probably going to destroy me. But... I mean, regardless, I'll be honest, I misunderstood the concept of the show. You pitched it to me, and when you asked me to do this, I kind of wasn't into it, but I'm glad I did because I did have a ton of fun. This was very fun to do.
Yes, we definitely try to make it entertaining, that's for sure. Jack is mentioning in here a debate is of mutual exchange of information, make us all the better, and thus we are all winners. So
that is true.
I couldn't agree more.
Kumbaya.
Sure. Kumbaya, indeed. Okay, so what are you kind of hoping that other debate questions you feel like are going to hope to emerge in the future?
Other debate. Oh, I have
argued.
I have no idea. I don't know. Let's do something like really weird. Like if you were stranded in Mexico, who would you call? Or
Rachel.
I don't know who I'd call, but that's a good question.
I know exactly who I'd call.
If you were a Ghostbuster, what 3 Schmoedown personalities would you hire as your other ghost?
Okay, it's done. That's going on next. That's what would be happening next week. Coming to you.
just get like really weird. Just get
really weird. Funky. Let's make it
weirder the better.
I'm here for
a fun
it.
Question.
All right, Kelsey. Let's say what specifically with Chance, what did you in particular love about his arguments? Is there anything that you felt like, holy shit, Chance is not making this shit up. He's in it to win it. What the flippity fuck?
There's just like every single debate, like I feel like was a very steady start, and then like suddenly like you could just watch Chance like hit his stride. He's like and to start going, and you're just like, yes, what do you gotta say next? And you definitely, like I said, I got switched both sides over and over again the entire debate because you guys just fought so hard, and good job, because I'm not gonna lie, personal bias is going in certain arguments Rachel was coming in with. I'm like, I agree with Rachel, but you swayed me on some things. It's like, man.
Sure.
So good job on that.
Sure. All right, well,
thank you.
Well, future belt holder himself, Mr. Eric via Nerd Chronic, because
thank you, Eric. Corruption has winners.
Some people are talking about a weird boob bump, so I don't know what that means.
What?
Eric, another Schmoedown. Eric says corruption's
first win of the season. There we go.
Wham down.
It's a new season. Other factions, watch out.
All right. Okay. So fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Chance. I would love to have you on back sometime. Maybe against Rachel. Maybe against someone within your own faction. Heck, maybe up against KO himself. Who knows? That'd be pretty awesome. Yeah, that'd be.
Maybe. Who knows?
Although, honest to God, I'd be much more excited to see maybe Shannon versus KO. The entire time.
Oh my God.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be awesome. All right. Once again,
I feel like Shannon could. I'm saying I feel like Shannon kicked the shit out of him, but yes, go ahead.
You're not wrong. You are 100%, million% not wrong. All right. Well, thank you again, Chance. Please hang out in the chat. Sorry, not hang out in the chat. Please hang out in the little space that's not on screen technically for a bit, and we'll chat after. And of
course,
my lovely lady herself, Miss Rachel.
I don't feel like I lost. I feel like I was robbed. But
you definitely did not. How are you feeling?
I'm all right. I mean, like I said, this is something that happens every time Chance and I talk. We always get into discussions, which I absolutely love. It's fun talking with people that agree with you. It's even more entertaining when you talk to people that have other points of view. And I think that it was a lot of fun. I think the rookie question was a little biased just because of the rookie class. And he got to pick first. So obviously he chose Robert Parker. I mean, I love James and he's a solid choice, but like, dude, Robert Parker's coming in hot in this league. Like,
It's true.
And like with fans, like in their opinions of him, like everybody knows who he is. So there'll be something to do, but it was fun. I had so much fun with you guys as always.
Yay.
That's what I mean. We love hanging out. That's
true. Any excuse to hang out with you, we like.
Yeah, I mean, fitting, especially. I mean, so many rookies were drafted. I mean, everyone. If you've been anywhere on Facebook, anyone on Twitter, you've seen the names in each of them. The Den, the Corruption, the Burning Droobs, the Mouthy Mercs. I mean, everyone has like their names and everything ready to go up there. So when it comes to spoiler, maybe I could have been a little less spoilery when it comes to it. But at the same time, I'm like, they're everywhere. Like, how do you not? But at the same time.
And I did see that somebody posted that the draft is going to debut tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. So make sure and watch it because, I mean, we've all seen it, but I don't know about you guys, but I'm still planning on watching it again.
Oh, of course.
Absolutely.
Mainly because there is a certain draft that I would love to hear the reaction to. But it's also like there's so much going on that like there's so much that you miss even in person. So like I know that a whole bunch of competitors that were at the draft are still going to go back and watch it. So it's going to be so much fun, and we're still going to be here to talk about it. Like it's been since it happened Saturdays. We've had Sunday, Monday, and then Tuesday all day, and then today to talk about it. And we're still talking about it. We're still going to be talking about this for weeks and months. We're still going to talk about this at the end of the season. So this discussion will never go away. So if you want to come out, oh my God, Marisol's here. Marisol, I'm so proud you got drafted. I'm so angry we didn't get you. Oh, my sweet girl. I'm so excited for you.
She's
so much fun. Yeah, she's stunning. Oh my God. You guys met her in New York?
I met her over in
Orlando.
Oh my God. So she was in New York. She was in New York with her boyfriend. Yeah, she and her boyfriend were in New York, and she was walking around, and she like literally walked up the aisle to like leave, and I just looked at her, and I was like, I just got angry because she's so gorgeous. I'm like, ugh,
you're being so stunning.
I'm like, ugh, stop it, gross. She's gorgeous. I'm so excited that she got drafted. So congratulations, sweetheart.
So many new rookies this year overall in all the factions for sure. So many surprise hits. So although I feel like this past season was like it was a huge rookie season. We had Oyama, which dominated the singles belt for 95% of the year, and also Smets by the end of the season. He also had a belt as well, and also like baby rookie drafts. Has been dominated in singles and in teams, so it's kind of nuts. But going into this next season, holy fuck, they're gonna be everywhere.
I think, like, honestly, in my opinion, the easiest teams for me are going to be teams like Who's the Boss and the Founding Fathers, because, like I said, they do have that track record. They do have that backlog of tape that you can go back and watch. You can study for them. Like half of the game is studying who you're playing, and that is a huge advantage. Versus now, there are established players playing with rookies, and you don't know what that rookie is going to be like. So they are a complete wild card. And in my opinion, that's far more dangerous than any established player team that exists as it is, whether they have the belt or not.
Who do you want to be paired up with?
Ooh. So on our team, Kate's already come out and has confirmed that Tom and Paul Preston are going to team up. So that is going to be
gnarly.
Oh my God. They have the highest accuracy ratings in the league. Like they're insane. They're like high 80s, low 90s.
Yeah.
And to put them together is nuts. I'm so excited to see them go to town. I think that Ben and I would do incredibly well.
Goddard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Goddard and I would be really fun.
I think your personalities would go great together too.
Oh, absolutely. Alex Marzonia is a huge threat that nobody really knows about, but he is incredibly knowledgeable. And I'm not just saying that because he's walking from the kitchen into his room right now. No, he's a massive threat. Like, people do not understand how much he knows and how much he sees. Like, it's nuts.
Giving up the secrets, Rachel. I see.
No secrets. I'm not telling what he knows.
That's true. That's fair.
Because he knows everything. So he
just knows. I mean, as for the den, hashtag be prepared. We are coming for you guys. We're coming for blood. It's going to be fun. It's true.
I'm sorry. I mean, your mascots are like these weird looking lionesses.
Beautiful.
Weird.
Powerful.
I mean, like, not mentioned, coming right out of
Alex, do that again. Oh, no, God. I love that you do that for me. I love you so much.
It's just, I do that all the time. Like, if I want to creep out my cats and I'm not successful, I just do that and they just start going back to sleep. And I'm like, I guess I just do this too often. My little golem look.
You're a lucky man.
Thank you so much for hopping on, Rachel. Before we wrap things up, Kelsey, do you have any final questions for Rachel?
Maybe just when are we gonna have you back so we can see you debate again? Because, girl, you know how to do that. It's amazing.
I can't say this enough. Whenever you want me to come on, just let me know. I am here for this. This is like my favorite part of every time. Like, whenever I come on, it's my favorite. It's so much fun. I mean, I don't think that we could ever top New Year's.
that was
insane. If anybody hasn't seen it, guys, if you have not watched the New Year's episode, grab a drink, clear your schedule, and be prepared to laugh. It is
a long time.
For 5 hours.
5 hour video.
Like almost 5.5 hours. That's like 5 hours and 22 minutes.
And I stayed on long after that, talking with Yakavetta and I think Paul. Literally, I was on my computer for like 8 hours.
Yeah.
And I had nothing planned that night, which is sad but amazing. But yeah, go back and watch that. Anytime you guys want me on. Anytime.
Yay.
For sure.
Awesome.
All right. Well, I'll say we're gonna go ahead and chat here in a bit off screen once we get done recording. So thank you so much, Boo. We'll see you soon. Kelsey, my love, the truest, brightest light in the land. How do you feel?
I feel great. That was an intense debate. Oh my gosh. Like, I wasn't really doing anything. I was staring at a clock. But the whole time I'm like, oh my gosh, this is getting hot in here. It's getting this debate's going. I see some fist going up. I can see some blood
on.
It was a solid debate. I loved it.
I don't know how the rest of that song would go. I'm just like low key trying to pitch my own reality show.
That's what really needs to happen. A call to action reality show.
Make that happen, guys.
Film an action house and you would have an entertaining show.
All right, perfect. Well, yes. So this has been tonight's episode of Schmoebates. Kelsey, thank you so much for hopping on. And yes. Before I forget, I forgot to ask where they can reach him. I'm gonna bring y'all back real quick right now. Rachel, forgot to ask you guys, where can I reach you in the future?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at RM Silvestrini. It's Silvestrini, just like my name is right here. Don't try and add me on Facebook because I keep that for my friends and family only, but I am super active on all of the pages. Come join the den. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on the Facebook page. We're looking into getting an Instagram soon, so keep your eyes open for that. But pay attention. Be prepared.
Be prepared. Yeah. I love it. Where can we keep up the hookup with Chan?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at chancewars_91. Check out my podcast, Stories by Chance. We just started back up again. We have a brand new episode published, I think, today. We did talk about the Oscar nomination, talk about our top 20 performances of last year. It was a really fun show. Go check it out. You can find me from my other podcast, PWCA, the podcast Ethical Acronym. If you're a Phase and Ferb fan, I do that with Robert Parker. We're getting back into that as well. Check out the Tours by Chance YouTube channel. We're doing current releases, doing our top 10 for that tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. And watch Schmoedown, join the Patreon, and fun things are coming up.
Absolutely, so much stuff going on all around the interwebs for these beautiful people. Kelsey, Where can we find all the wonderful things about you?
All right. You can find me at KelseyKins90 on Twitter and Instagram. I also run the Call to Action podcast Instagram, so you can see me posting occasionally on there. TeePublic, we have merch. We are working on getting more merch, so hopefully pretty soon we'll have a Schmoebates shirt. So that would be awesome.
We're getting a Schmoebates shirt?
We're working on one, yeah.
Yeah? How did that happen?
Yeah.
Is it just like
Breaking
a
news.
kind of White Claw with
Breaking
people being
news.
like the closing statements? Well, I feel like that's all it would be. Remember the closing statements, Alex. Remember. Or should I
It may
say,
have to be put on there. I also am on a Dungeons and Dragons show that is on Fridays called The Adventures of Transvails. You can see me on there drinking too much wine and rolling dice. And I am starting to work on my own personal movie podcast. So be prepared to see that come out hopefully next month and looking for guests. So I will be reaching out to people. So thanks, guys.
doing so much. So little time.
So busy.
So busy indeed, in the most wonderful way possible. I am Alex Mack, known as Mac Daddy, all over on the different groups and everything. Please check us out on Instagram, on the Call to Action Facebook page. We do a lot of stuff on there, so I'd really appreciate if you liked and checked us out there. That would be really appreciated. I personally run the Call to Action Twitter page, so please follow us there. If you're interacting with them, you're interacting with me. So I like to make every once in a while little quippies and a lot of gifs. So, or is it GIFs? GIFs?
Either one. Either one is correct.
Tomato. It doesn't matter. Anyway, so thank you so much for checking out with us, hanging out with us, and doing some votes for this episode of Schmoebates with Call to Action Podcast crew. And we'll see you soon.
Follow, like, and subscribe, guys.